Right, the time is 6:30 p.m. I will call the Fort Atkinson Plan Commission meeting to order on Tuesday, November 4th. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Ciccarelli,
Present.
Council Representative Schultz,
Here.
Director of Public Works Neven,
Here.
Chairperson Manager Houseman,
Here.
Commissioner Shull. Here. Thank you.
Okay, first item under new business is review and possible action relating to the minutes of the October 28th, 2025 Plan Commission meeting. Has everybody had a chance to review the minutes?
Yes. I move to approve the minutes of the October 28th, 2025 Plan Commission meeting.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that motion carries. Item 3B is review and possible action on a site plan review for an addition at OSI located at 1200 Industrial Drive. This is site plan review 2025-29. Mr. Drager, please present the staff report.
Well, thank you. Thank you for attending this special meeting. As you stated, this is a site plan review for a proposed building addition. The addition is for a new trash screening room on the southwest corner of the existing building at 1200 Industrial Drive. It's a relatively small addition compared to the existing building on the site, and there's no proposed additional parking or impervious surfaces. This will actually be in an area that's already impervious surfaces, so stormwater water considerations were not taken, as well as the 80% impervious ratio, which was not calculated as it's not increasing the impervious surfaces. As you can see, the elevations there, it's a small addition. The light tan or light beige color is the addition, and as the other area on the right with the cursor there is existing as it is. So yeah, that would be the addition. So it's very small compared to the existing building. Since this is just the addition is the only thing that is really reviewed in this site plan. So access and visibility, parking, loading, exterior lighting, outdoor storage, fencing, all those were not considered here as no change was proposed for those. Since it is a new building or structure, landscaping was reviewed. There's some minimal points that should be provided per ordinance. 23 landscaping points for the building foundation, 14 for the required for the yards. Both those are not being met according to plan. The site itself makes it difficult for those two landscaping requirements to be met near the addition. So one of the recommendations would be maybe to find an area on site that would be in the front or side yard that could accommodate those. And that amount of landscaping could be achieved simply by planting a large shade tree on site. And that would be able to take care of that requirement. Building design, the design is planned to match the existing structure. It's an industrial building, so the proposed materials of metal exterior is appropriate and it meets the ordinance for that. As I said, stormwater was not considered on this one since there's no additional impervious surfaces. Comprehensive plan supports this as the site is industrial and is proposed to remain that way in the comprehensive plan. And go along with it. So OSI has been a longstanding business with the city. When looking around the site, overall, this proposed structure meets the ordinances. There are a couple existing on-site situations that are not meeting the ordinance. There's a great deal of tractor trailer parking and employee parking that's happening in and on grass surfaces. I will point out that the OSI did bring forth to Plan Commission a proposal for a new parking lot on right there in that square, actually on the north portion of the lot, that was approved by Plan Commission in 2023, I believe, that they did not move forward with. That would have taken care of a lot of the parking issues they have on site. As you can see, there's a lot of tractor trailers that are parked in grass, creating muddy surfaces, and it's just not supported or permitted in our zoning ordinance, as well as there are some site conditions with stormwater on the north side of the property. If you would please scroll back up to that other one along Butler there, whereas the maintenance that's happening with lawn care, there appear to be spraying weeds and things around culverts, but that is bringing erosion control or erosion issues around the culverts. And there are some pretty good washouts in those areas that should be repaired. As I said, overall, this building is only reviewed against the ordinance for the addition, but those existing items that were mentioned do not meet the current ordinance as it stands. So with that, staff recommends the approval of the site plan with some conditions. Provide landscaping points in an alternate location. Recommend that the parking areas either move forward with that paved parking area that was previously approved or discontinue parking in the grass areas. Excuse me, I didn't mention there's a manhole near the site that appears to that is going to end up being below grade with this addition. And one of the recommendations is to raise that manhole so that it does not end up being below the finished grade. Sorry, I did not mention that during the report. And then also a recommendation to restore the existing ditches and aprons due to erosion control. And that's it. And I'll welcome any questions.
All right, any questions for Mr. Drager from the Plan Commission?
A question, what is the mechanism for eventually ensuring that items such as the one shown in orange that were approved and required by the zoning ordinance actually get implemented?
So approved site plans, there's really no mechanism to force them to move forward with that plan. That is their proposed plan. If they choose to move forward with it, they have approval. They cannot move forward with it without approval. But in this situation, there could be code enforcement for parking on unpaved surfaces if we chose to move that. I think staff in this situation is taking the opportunity to point that out to the applicant that that is something that should be taken care of.
Thank you.
Can you remind me how many landscape points are required?
In this situation, I think it's 28 and 14, 23 and 14, so 37.
Okay. Okay, any other questions for Mr. Drager?
I'm not sure if you're the one to answer this. Like I've been by the site enough times, like there's not a lot of place to put landscaping. And I understand the intent of like we're not here to make decisions on what we're going to enforce in the code, but I'm trying to understand like what is a point, what equals 1 point, like is one bush 1 point, is one tree 4 points, or
Yes, so in the zone ordinance, there's a diagram in there that gives you an indication of what each one plant and then specific plants for the number of points that they account for.
And for example, a 6-inch caliper shade tree that's at least 6 feet tall, I think is 225 points.
Yes,
Sound
that sounds
about right?
Yes.
So just for some context or scale for you. So
Gotcha,
37 points doesn't mean 37 arborvitae. It means,
Yeah, very minimal.
maybe
Yeah.
one arborvitae.
okay.
So it's not a huge cross to bear there.
Okay, understood.
Any other questions for Mr. Drager? Any questions, comments, discussion from the Plan Commission on this item? I will just comment that I appreciate the staff report and recommendations. I appreciate that this is a small addition, but there are a few things on this site that need to be addressed that haven't been. And so I'm hopeful that the property owner will work with the city and to address these items along with this project or provide some sort of a timeline for compliance on these items with staff.
I do have a question. In the case of a house, there's a thing called an occupancy permit, and the occupancy is not granted until certain things are completed. Is there a mechanism like that for a situation like this, where a incremental addition to the complex is not allowed to proceed to construction or occupied somehow? I'm not trying to wield a hammer here. I'm more just curious.
Yeah, so this addition would have an occupancy permit related to it on the final inspection to take occupancy.
Okay, so as a new planning commissioner, I'm curious whether that can be linked to one or more of the improvements that were approved years ago and haven't been implemented.
In some situations, we do employ that option. In larger site plan reviews, we do a final inspection of the site, make sure that all those criteria have been met. Whereas that is hinged with the occupancy permit. Sometimes an early occupancy or temporary occupancy is granted for the building, depending on the time of the year and the season. If some of those elements are not able to be completed, to prevent withholding them from using the building, but that is temporary. So that is an avenue that can be taken to enforce or to ensure that elements are completed.
Thank you.
I think it's worth mentioning that we may not be able to link this approval with the previous approval, but
Mhm.
this approval, subject to these conditions, and if the plan commission made such a motion that these conditions had to be met before occupancy, that would be appropriate. I don't know if this body wants to do that, but that would be something that would be appropriate. However, I don't think that we could, through this action, force them to complete the parking lot that was approved in 2023. So I think
It's really a question for going forward, and thank you for helping me understand the mechanism.
Okay. Any other questions, comments, concerns from the Plan Commission? Okay,
I move to approve the site plan subject to the conditions outlined in the staff report.
I'll second.
okay, we have a motion and a second. Any additional discussion by the Plan Commission? Okay, and I will just note for that motion that was the 37 points for the landscape, for the required landscape points. Okay, we have a motion and a second on the floor. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, that motion carries.
Thank you.
Next on the agenda is update on previously approved projects. We did just meet last week, so I don't have any updates on previously approved Plan Commission projects, but I'm happy to answer questions from the Plan Commission if you have any, if there is something that is going on that you need to know more about.
I want to say it's good to see houses going up down near Luther Elementary.
I agree. Okay, item number 4 is adjournment.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
No.
That motion carries and we are adjourned at 6:43 PM. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thanks.